Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction as we are counting down to the end of the year. We are today joined with two guys who are going to tell you what they thought about the disaster at Tyneside St. James on Monday. And we're going to quickly brief into the Burnley game coming up very soon. Now we are joined with the artist from UK, Vimor. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Representing Houston Red Army, the analyst, Sammy. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a long time, brother.
Yes, good to be back.
Good, thank you. Right, Newcastle won, Manchester United won, St. James United hadn't played in 16 days. What went wrong, Sammy?
Okay, so let me start with that all the excuse game that our captain Maguire started.
That
so
was
first of
horrible.
all, all the fans were literally waiting for this game because we had the game after a fortnight break because of the COVID and other avoidable reasons. But the way the game started is literally just giving me, especially the first half, giving me the deja vu of Ole's regime. There is no holding midfield, there is no midfield play. We are losing ball quite a numerous time in the first half, losing positions, and there is no cohesiveness among the players. It feels like the bunch of headless chickens are running around. So the first half was terrible, and obviously we're gonna give credit to Newcastle. They literally hit us on the counter attack and scored the goal, and they're literally looking like a better side in the first half. In the second half, I feel like we tried to regroup ourselves. Thanks to Cavani, we scored the equalizer, but overall, it's a lackluster performance. We can't expect something like that we are going to just get 1 point from the Magpies. It doesn't matter whether we're playing at St. James Park or Old Trafford. We should have gotten 3 points from Newcastle, the team who is literally battling for relegation right now. So it was really a bad performance from the boys, and I don't want to make any excuse such as COVID or lack of training, because if you listen to Real's press conference, which happened right after Maguire made his remarks about COVID. He literally rejected that COVID break. He didn't make that as an excuse. So I like that Ralph considered it is more of like a poor performance from the boys, regardless of the fact that whether they had a proper training or not. Because I'm pretty sure they had closed door trainings at least for a few days, and they're professional players and they are fit. And to be honest with you, at least we got 2 weeks of break from the players recovered from the COVID. So overall, I feel like this is we should blame the players for this performance. I mean, they should get 3 points from there, and I'll definitely, and any day I will blame the players for not getting that points, because these kind of games will count at the end. We should get 3 points from this game before we get into the big games toward the end of the season. And after this performance, literally, I would say our top 4 finish is highly in doubt right now, because I can't think that this team is going to finish in top 4, regardless of we are having 2 or 3 games in hand, because I don't think so we're going to capitalize on the chances. And I think the top 4 finish is literally in jeopardy at this moment.
Right. Thank you, analyst. The artist, Vimo, you saw the game. What went wrong? I mean, the worst part was when Maguire, I don't know if you saw his press conference, he said it's not an excuse. Then everything after it's not an excuse was an excuse. How embarrassing. How foolish can you go and embarrass yourself on national TV?
Yeah, I missed his press conference actually. What did he say, Maguire?
He said it's not an excuse, but some of us are recovering from COVID. We've not really trained well. I mean, what the hell? You just said I'm not making excuses, but you just named 1, 2.
Yeah. It sounds like
Can
Ollie.
someone please rip that thing off his arm?
It sounds like Ollie again,
please rip that thing off his armband. Right, Bimo, what was your take on the game?
It was awful. It was slow. It was very anxious. It seemed like the players again were reverting to type. It's like 3 years of coaching under Ollie. This poor coaching, it seems to have surfaced again. If you play a certain way or you behave a certain way for 3 years, it's difficult to break that mold.
Yes.
I think these guys have just reverted to type. It was just painful to watch. And we played Norwich, who are in the relegation zone, Newcastle in the relegation zone. We struggled against both. The next team we're playing is Burnley, who's also in the relegation zone, and I feel it's going to be more of the same. You know, other teams are battering these teams. You know, Arsenal got 5-0 against Norwich, and what did we get? I think one just a
1-0.
single goal,
One
right?
last minute penalty.
Was it 1-0?
Yeah, last minute penalty.
It's
it's
really
Burnley.
awful, and there's a lot of dead wood, in this squad. A lot of the mentality has to be broken down. You have to break it down and start again. And Ralph's
I
got a
hope
tough job in his
that
hands.
psychologist needs to do some. He's gonna have to work overtime.
Yeah,
Man.
big time.
So we saw the midfield, a midfield of John Joe Shelby and Longstaff overrunning the United midfield. I mean, that was an absolute nightmare. When I saw Fred and McTominay running around, poor passing, but the press seems to be focusing on Bruno. Oh yeah, Bruno's off form. We get that. I didn't see Rashford doing anything. I thought Maguire was absolutely used. What is wrong with Maguire? Why is he starting? Sammy, what's with this Maguire situation? This guy got turned inside out so many times. You thought he's doing the twist.
I literally don't want him on the field anymore. I don't want to see him. I mean, the way he's running around, he's taking position. I mean, awful. I mean, like, I think I remember at the beginning of the game, I guess within a minute, so he made a terrible mistake. So literally, the Newcastle player was almost capitalized on the chances from the right flank. So Maguire is too slow. I don't feel like he's capable of making that pair with Varane. Okay, so I feel like, like Maguire is in a situation right now, so he's literally a liability for the team, and he should not be the captain for sure, because we should strip his captaincy off before when Ole was even there. But overall, I don't think so that Maguire should start, inside with Varane. It should be either Varane, Bailly, or Varane, Lindelof. I know Lindelof is right now, battling with COVID at this moment. So I just really want that.
Is Bailly injured? Does anyone know?
That's a good call, because Bailly was not in the squad. He was not even on the bench.
He wasn't on the bench.
No, not. I think Phil Jones was there, I guess. So that's the thing. Like if Bailly and Lindelof are out, so our next option is Phil Jones. So that literally tells that how terrible our squad is at this moment. But anyway, going back to the question regarding Maguire, I just don't know. I mean, I feel like he's kind of player. He's not going to pull his socks off. He's going to play like the way he's used to, and he's not compatible with the defensive display that we're trying to put together. Even if we're trying to, build our defensive lineup, surrounding Varane, I don't feel like Maguire has that kind of capacity to play alongside with Varane, because first of all, he's too slow, and most of the time he usually try to push him. He try to make him feel like he's a defensive midfield. So he literally just
running with the ball,
take the ball and running around,
running through the midfield. Where pass the ball to a midfielder to take it to the next level.
And then he doesn't know that how he can get back to his position within quicker section, because he's too slow, and most of the time the opponents will hit us on counter-attack because there is too much gap in the defense because of Maguire's lack of recovering and everything. So I feel like overall he's just becoming a liability now. And alongside with Fred and McTominay, it seems like there is like a huge gap in the midfield. It doesn't matter. I know people are talking about that we are still coping up with the 4-2-2 formation, but given the lack of ability of our players, it doesn't matter what formation we're trying to put in. They'll be showing up like this in every game. So I think it's high time for Ralph also to think about this Maguire situation and see what. I think there should be a warning at least to strip his captaincy off, giving it to Ronaldo or something. It seems like we have to push it. Maguire is just like to find himself in a comfort zone. He thinks like he's gonna get picked because he's the man, captain. As long as he's fit, he's gonna get picked. But I don't think so. He's the player which we wanted at this moment in the defensive lineup. I mean, Varane should start with Lindelof or Bailly whenever they'll be back from injury or COVID situation.
Right. Well, Vimal is Vimal.
I'm back.
Maguire now. There seems to be a serious problem here, bro. Because this is not even Newcastle. We got to go back to before Leicester game. From there, it's been a steady,
Watford also.
Yeah, it's been a steady decline.
Sorry,
You all right, mate? Can't hear you.
Say that again.
I said, what's the situation, Maguire? Since the Leicester game, it's been a steady decline. Straight, in maths, you have the straight graph going from the X and Y axis going straight.
Yeah.
This is going straight down.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with Maguire, we know he's a bit of a shit player, and he's slow and he's off the pace.
Like Adam said, he's slower than the Titanic.
Yeah, slow. Yeah, exactly. With him, turning just takes a while. Whereas Rafael Varane, he's very quick off the mark. You can see that. I think later on in the game, he was quickly able to turn. He's able to pounce very quickly, change direction. Maguire can't do that. And the only problem is that Maguire being captain for so long on the Ollie, I don't know how much respect he has in that squad, but if he's suddenly dropped, and also because he's supposedly a very expensive marquee signing, if he's dropped, how much turmoil is that going to create within the squad? Ralph's got a lot of big heads in that club, a lot of whingers that we're hearing, a lot of people who are negative, and I think Maguire is potentially one that can cause some trouble if he's dropped permanently. So I think with Ralph has to get his coaches just to improve, get him playing to the standard that he would play for England.
Are you trying to say he's undroppable, mate?
No, he's very droppable, but there are problems in that squad. There are troublemakers in that squad, and I think potentially
we're losing
I can start stirring up some problems.
Right. So as it stands, we dropped 2 more points. We're now 7 points behind the 4th place. We have 2 games in hand, which we can't even guarantee we're gonna win. The 4th place is not even looking further. I'm not saying it's done, but why have we made it even harder? We just made it completely harder than it was before the game. 2 games in hand. Points in the bag are better than 2 in the hand. We are 2 pending. We know that. Now we got Burnley coming up. Is that Friday or Thursday?
It's Thursday, tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Bloody hell, mate. Right. Sammy, where do we stand against Burnley now? What's your prediction, and what are United going to do tomorrow? Summarize me up with Burnley game quickly.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, if whatever the Maguire statement, if it holds true, so that means the player were recovering from COVID. Okay, so if we literally make that excuse becomes true, so they literally had to pull their socks off for tomorrow's game, because they didn't have to prove that, okay, so we actually had a COVID fatigue or whatever. We haven't trained a lot at the Carrington ground. So now with the Burnley game, we got 2 extra days. So we got our formation right. We got to actually hit them. I mean, we have to win convincingly at Old Trafford if we really wanted to bounce back. I know we call ourselves Bounce Back FC, but we really have to make that statement clear that, okay, so Manchester United are here to make a top 4 finish in the Premier League, regardless of what we're going to do in the cup, Champions League or FA Cups. We really have to make a statement in tomorrow's game. And that should start with each one of our senior players. They have to be held account, they have to take responsibility, because I feel like it doesn't matter what Maguire is gonna, perform well or not. Each individual of our team, they have to, show up tomorrow, because I feel like as a team we played terrible against the Magpies. So we literally have to show up tomorrow and literally have to make statement by winning convincingly in front of Old Trafford. And again, it's a holiday game. I hope they should give something back to their fans to cherish for, before the end of the year, because this is the last game of the year. So I hope they will, win the game and end on a high note. So that's all I'm keeping for. And I feel like still, given all the things going on, I still believe that this game is winnable. Maybe it'll be 2-1 or something, 2-1 or 3-1, but we can still win the game against Burnley tomorrow.
Vimo, Burnley tomorrow. Summarize me on what it was expected, and I'm gonna come back for predicted scores for those 2 games with you guys. So, what do you expect tomorrow? Can we beat Burnley?
Burnley. I think they're very beatable. I think they are rooted to the bottom of the table as well.
Which is very
knowing our performance with the other Yeah. I think the problem with Burnley is that they haven't recruited very well. They've pretty much got the same squad as last year. They're not spending, no. And whereas we've spent plenty. But the mentality in the Burnley squad is probably better than the mentality in our squad.
Oh yeah.
I know historically Burnley are a very low block team. They defend extremely well.
Yeah, that's the only team that still play 4-4-2, mate.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think they will, like the other teams, they're going to be up for the challenge because they know that we're a struggling squad at the moment. So I expect a tough game, but we should win it. But you just never know, right? You don't know what's going to happen.
Especially
too
these
much
low blocks.
uncertainty.
We just keep struggling. Nothing's changed from the low blocks. We just keep trying.
No.
Norwich, 1-0 last minute penalty. Watford, decapitated by Watford. Newcastle, rooted to the bottom. Can't even get a point. Can't even get 3 points. Now we've got another low block against Burnley. But if when we all saw these fixtures, okay, Brighton, Brentford were all postponed. Who knows? We probably not even won those either way. We saw after the debacle of Watford, after that we had a lot of games that all looked winnable. Look at the results coming through now. 2 postponed, come back, can't beat Newcastle. Now we've got Burnley. If we don't beat Burnley tomorrow, I honestly know and believe this team really is in a shit shock.
Yeah.
State, mate.
And I don't think people should be blaming Ralph. I know that I've seen
No,
in some
any fool blaming anyone blaming Ralph is a fool. The players, you know the problem is some of the players think they're better than they actually are. That's the problem there, mate.
I mean, you can take Rashford, he's the prime example.
He's off form. Absolutely off form. Why he's starting, I don't know. I don't know because Marshall wants to.
I would put Elanga, to be honest with you. I would put Elanga, who is actually from in that the junior league, So I definitely put Elanga on top of Rashford, man.
Exactly. Now, Sammy, predicted score for me. Man United against Burnley tomorrow. What's your predicted score?
Yeah, I just said, this game is still winnable given all the circumstances. I know the morals are down. I mean, the team, the cohesiveness is totally at low right at this moment. Team they practice well, but I feel like they're still struggling to cope up with the 4-2-2 formation, or it seems like there's a mentality issue. There's, some player, as you said, they believe that, they're good enough, they can do anything. They don't even practice a lot, but they can still show up in the game and score goals. But I feel like, as I said, the senior players, they need to be responsible in that matter. I feel like, Cavani is the only player in the last game who showed some response, some, agility, some aggressiveness, that eagerness to win the game. So I feel like, that players like Bruno, Ronaldo, Rashford also, they have to show up, and I think, I don't know whether Ralph is going to give chances to the young players, but I still believe that, that this team has some sort of thing, we can still win this game. Maybe it'll be a very tough game. It'll be 2-1 again, Burnley.
So you're saying 2-1. 2-1 United?
It'll take some time to break the defense. Hopefully we'll get some penalty or something, get going. The problem is that if you see the stats, we are conceding goals within 15-20 minutes. We have to stop that. If you check our statistics, within first 15-20 minutes, we are conceding more goals than any other teams in the Premier League right now. So I think that's something we need to stop, and we may have to score first. And maybe we just win the game. It won't be a convincing win, but maybe 2-1 or 3-1, 3-2 or something like that.
So you're saying 3-1, 2-1. Which one is it? Give me one. 2-1.
2-1.
Okay, so you're saying it's going to be a tight game, but United will hopefully get 3 points.
Yeah.
Vimo, Man United tomorrow. Predicted score, mate.
The thing is, we're not creating a lot.
No, we're not. No, we don't. No, we don't too.
No, not with, who? McFred.
Fred and McFred.
Fred and McFred. Yeah, we're not creating anything. Those two, they don't create anything at all. The only person that really creates from midfield is Bruno.
And he's on the far from the press at the moment.
I know that he had the highest number of ball giveaways the other day, but he's the only one that really does a creative pass. Maybe it doesn't always come off, but at least he's trying. Right. He picks up the ball from midfield and he pings it to the strikers or tries to get there. And he's the only one that tries to create anything. So his giveaways is understandable, but the giveaways from Fred and McTominay is not understandable because they're just doing short passes. They can't even make the short passes meet. Whereas Bruno is trying more elaborate, more incisive passes, more long distance passes, and I have to commend him for trying, because no one else really is.
Right.
So I don't see, there's a lack of creativity in our team. Rashford is absolutely crap at the moment. He needs to be put on the bench.
No one,
I would definitely take.
no one in the media is saying anything about that. They're just pointing out Bruno.
No,
They're,
yeah, exactly.
they're actually saying the Portuguese pair are the problem. I'm like, really? Are you serious?
No, I don't.
The Portuguese pair are the ones carrying the team, really. I mean, yeah, okay, Ronaldo does throw a lot of hissy fits, and he's, seems quite emotional about stuff. And, maybe he could change in that manner, and be more supportive and put his arm around the younger players. But you can see his frustrations all the time. The guy is up there to score goals, but the guy's not getting the ball.
No.
So many times that,
half
Fred can't find him, McTominay can't find him. Dallo and Telles are trying their hardest to get that ball into the box to him, and Bruno. And I think it's only 3 players that are really trying to look for Ronaldo. The others just can't find him, and he's getting extremely frustrated. So the guy's a 36-year-old man. You can't expect him to run around like a 21-year-old. So we've got to work something out. I see serious problems in this team, and there needs to be some wholesale changes. And I'd love to see some fresh talent come in from the academy. And Ralph, he's done it before. I think it was it with Young Boys when he pretty much changed the entire 11.
Mm-hmm.
Was it against Young Boys?
Yes,
yes. I'd love to see some of those guys come in. There were a few promising stars there that would do a lot better than our current first team squad.
Right.
So
tomorrow,
I see a low scoring game. If he sticks with the current squad.
Low scoring? Wow.
Yeah. If he sticks with the current squad.
So you don't see 5-0?
No chance. People were hoping for that against Newcastle, but look at it. It was a disaster. So if he sticks with the same squad as Newcastle, it's going to be something like 1-0. If he goes with a fresh-faced squad, younger talent, 2-1 perhaps.
Wow.
Just to piggyback on that, our team, and I just mentioned that Ilanga should be picked over Rashford at this moment.
Yes,
because the guy, he scored a lot of goals, and he did really good against Young Boys. He's really good. I think his one-on-one with Greenwood was really working against Young Boys. So I feel like Ilanga should get a chance.
And Hannibal as well. My God, he's an exciting player. Hannibal's brilliant. That guy's got some electric pace.
Hopefully we can see some wholesale change coming to the new year. Well, you have heard it from the Man United fans. They've told you it's going to be, they're hoping and believing at most a 3-point victory tomorrow against Burnley. 2-1. Sammy is saying 2-1 tie game. Vimoli saying 2-1 tie game. Well, we will just have to wait to see. By this time tomorrow, we will somewhere be 20, 30 minutes into the game. And hopefully, there'll be something to cheer about. But if we don't get 3 points tomorrow, bro, top 4 is looking really bleak at this point.
Yeah.
But we just have to be positive and hope we could get a result against Burnley. Burnley are fighting for survival. Might this be the game they're going to try and give their best against United team who's still figuring out what side to go? Don't forget, viewers, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for more representing UK. We'll hopefully, if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you next year.
Are you doing another one tomorrow?
Hopefully, I'll see. But I'll be doing one on Friday, definitely on Friday. I'll be doing one definitely on Friday, yes.
Around this time?
Yes, because I'm off on Friday, so I think that could work. So, nice. Sammy, thank you very much, Danielist. I'll probably see you at the bar on Friday. Are you going to the bar to watch the game tomorrow? Oh, come
yes, I'll see you then tomorrow if you're coming.
All right.
So what you guys going to be on, pina coladas or what?
It depends on the game situation. It doesn't matter. We'll get drunk. Either we cheers to the joy or cheers to the sorrow.
There you go. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope to see you guys tomorrow after the game. If not, it'll be Friday. Happy New Year, everyone. If I don't see you in before then, but I'll see you guys next year. From us, it's goodbye and good night. Glory, glory.
Man United.
See you guys. You take care.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.